When was the last time that you begged for someone's attention? You can be honest. When was the last time that somebody came into your life and you thought, oh my God, this is the perfect person for me. This is it. And then they don't reply to your texts and they don't care about you and they don't think about you and they only hit you up when it's convenient for them. Because we've all been there. Right? We've all been in that situation where we think that this is the person that we're going to marry and start a family with and do all of these different things with, but they don't like us on a fundamental level. They do not like us. But yet for some reason we have it in our minds that that's okay, that maybe it's not anything to do with them, but it's to do with us. It's my fault that the person that I'm speaking to doesn't give a fuck about me. But do you understand how that doesn't make any sense? I remember many moons ago when I was begging for somebody's attention. I was begging for this person to give me the time of day, to take me seriously, to love me, pick me, choose me. And when I finally woke up from whatever the hell I was going through, obviously I was in a comatose state with 0 brain cells functioning because what the hell? When I finally woke up and I looked at myself, I thought, what the fuck am I doing here? What am I doing? You know, in the moment, it doesn't seem as ridiculous, right? It's like, oh, whatever. It's just a silly little goofy thing that I'm doing, right? I'm begging for somebody's attention. I'm begging for somebody to choose me, to text me. I mean, like, how hard is it to just text someone? It takes 30 seconds. But the fact of the matter is they do not care about you enough to even give you a second of their day. When I finally realized what I was doing, I felt this feeling of like disgust within me, because how is it possible that I'm on this journey of self-love and self-discovery and all these different things, but here I am begging somebody that doesn't care about me to care about me. And instead of me sitting down and just realizing the fact that no matter what I do or don't do, or no matter how many times I triple text, or no matter how many times you reach out to them, it does not change the fundamental fact that they do not care about you. And you may be like, oh, but they do care about me because they said that they do. I'm going to be real candid with you, okay? As somebody who's in a healthy relationship, who has probably the healthiest marriage that I have ever seen portrayed in media, or my family, or my friends, or anybody around me, I'm going to say this to you with love. Somebody can tell you 1 billion times, I'm pretty sure it's not 1 billion, that right? It's probably like once every couple days when you're complaining a lot and you're begging for their attention. They're like, fine, fuck, here, have this little tiny bit, have this little crumb, this little crumb of my love. They can tell you that they love you, that they care about you, that you're the best thing that's ever happened to them. But if they do not show it with their actions, or their actions do not align with what they're saying, they don't care about you. And you can rationalize it all you want, and you can go to Reddit, and you can go to different forums, and you can be like, well, what if they can't show the fact that they love me and appreciate me? That's not possible. That you can run around the block with your thoughts and your rationalizations all day, every day for the rest of eternity. And that still is not going to change the fact that if somebody cares for you, actually truly cares for you, you will not question it for a second. I don't care if they tell you that they're not a vocal person or they're not a touchy feeling. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, if somebody actually cares about you and actually loves you, like they're saying, their actions will match that. And if you for 1 second ever have a thought of, do they like me? Do they appreciate me? And God forbid you have that thought multiple times a day, every single day for months or even years, God forbid, on end, that's your answer right there. Your answer is right there. The fact that you are asking that question is your answer. And it's only until I got into this very healthy relationship that I have with my wife that I truly understood what people mean when they say people will show you that they care about you. Whether it's through little actions or little acts of services or whatever, however they enjoy showing you love and how you enjoy receiving love, your love languages, they will show you. It'll be abundantly clear. Not once in our entire relationship have I ever asked the question, does she like me? Does she care about me? I've never had to do it because she's always so forthcoming with her feelings. And it's because we've been so secure with ourselves that we've been able to be vulnerable and open and trusting with each other. But it truly wasn't until we got together that I recognized, oh my God, I've been settling. I was settling in the dumpsters. I was settling in the 7th circle of hell. So I'm here to tell you that you need to stop begging for attention and begging for love and praying on your hands and knees for somebody to change, for something to get better. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Okay? And I know it's hard, and I know you want to just be like, oh, but maybe maybe cut it off. Cut it off immediately, because you will spend years in that perpetual cycle of I'm doing something wrong, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, I'm not putting out enough, maybe I need to do this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So now that I've told you that you need to stop begging for attention, you probably already know that you need to stop begging for attention. How the hell do you go about doing that? For me, it was threefold. Trifold? There are three things that you need to do in order to stop begging for attention. The first thing you need to do if you want to stop begging for attention is to love yourself. And not only love yourself, but respect yourself enough to get out of situations that aren't meant for you, to stop dealing with people that are clearly not meant for you. Because at the end of the day, all of this just comes back to your self-worth and your self-concept and your self-belief. The amount of times in my videos that I have said it all comes down to the way that you feel about yourself, it's ridiculous. But I'm just going to keep saying that, I guess, until the day that I cease to exist. Because it's true. It all starts with you. If you believe that you're not worthy of love for whatever reason, or you're not capable of having a healthy relationship, or whatever it is that you feel about yourself, if you do not love yourself, and I'm not saying that you need to love yourself fully, okay, but you need to respect yourself enough to the point where when you start to recognize the fact that you're being disrespected, you need to leave that situation. You will continue on this perpetual cycle until you stop and you look in the mirror and you acknowledge the fact that you need to respect yourself more. Because if you can't even get to that basic level of self-respect to be like, you know what, I actually deserve better than this. You know what, I actually deserve somebody who wants to be with me and not just somebody who I have to force to sit beside me and hold my hand. And now loving and respecting yourself, the way that you do that is completely up to you. Connecting with myself through journaling and through meditation has helped me love myself. It has also helped me get into my body and connect with my body and not just be on autopilot all the time doing the things. When you are present in your body, you are more likely to be aware of the things that you're thinking of and be aware of pain or feelings that you have, and then you can go from there. But honestly, if you spent your entire life not loving yourself like I have, yeah, it takes a little bit of time to get over that weirdness of like, oh, I have compassion for myself. Oh, I'm being kind to myself. Very strange. But the first level is loving and respecting yourself enough. And you can love yourself, but not respect yourself. And you can respect yourself and not love yourself. But those two things have to go together. Like there has to be a bare minimum for you to get out of this cycle. The second thing that needs to happen if you want to get out of this cycle is to set boundaries with yourself, but also with other people. When I say set boundaries with yourself, I'm talking about setting up barriers. For example, if you are dating somebody and they're just not reciprocating and you bring it up because you love and respect yourself enough to bring it up and they just don't listen to you, then it's time to set a boundary within yourself to say, you know what, when this happens, I'm not going to exert myself for somebody who's not meeting me halfway. I'm going to simply just let them be and move on with my life. Wow. And then by setting boundaries with other people, I'm talking about if you're dating somebody and you come out the gate and you're like, you know what, I have these expectations for a relationship. Like let's say you want to be monogamous. Okay, let's say you want to be exclusive with somebody, but yet you find out that they're actually still talking to other people. That's a boundary that you need to set, not only for yourself to realize, okay, I need to let this person go, but also if you want to make it work, which up to you completely, you can say, hey, I want to be monogamous with you. If you want to also be monogamous with me, cool. And if they don't, then don't continue. And it's really as simple as that. And one thing I will say about this that I have noticed, especially on social media lately, is that people think that having basic conversations with other people is too much. We're in this weird period of time where you having expectations for a relationship, that's seen as weird. And I just don't understand that. Like, oh my God, like this person wants to see me once a week. How dare you? Too needy. And it's like everyone has different boundaries and different levels to what they need and what they don't need and what they want and what they don't want. I don't really know how to explain it. It's like effort is meaningless. I don't know. I see so many videos of people talking about relationships and stuff. And it's like, oh, this person asked me, this person set boundaries, or this person asked me to be monogamous. And it's like, whoa, you want me too much. And I feel like that's so weird. Talking about your emotions and talking about feelings is not weird, right? Like you don't lose aura points for having emotions and having feelings and wanting a relationship. And then the third thing, the thing that I think changed my perception of everything the most, is that you need to understand that if people are meant to stay in your life, they will stay. And if people are meant to leave your life, they will leave. It doesn't matter how much you force or will them to stay. If they're not meant to be there, they are not going to be there. Believe what you want about that, but for me, I'm spiritual and I believe that I can't control other people. I can only control my reactions to things, and I have control over my own life. I have control over the things that I do and the things that happen in my reality. But I also believe that I cannot control people. I can control my own world, but when it comes to other people, I can't control what they say, do, or think. So based off that, I understand that it doesn't matter if I beg somebody to stay or love me or pick me or choose me or whatever. I could do that every single day. If they're not meant to be in my life, I cannot force them to be in my life. And maybe you can force them to be in your life, right? Maybe you beg so much that they're like, you know what, okay, fine, I'll stay, whatever. But if they're not meant to be there, it's going to feel bad. It's going to not feel like a very good thing. If you beg someone to stay, but they want to leave and they end up staying, that isn't going to feel good within you. Sure, maybe you won the battle, but you've lost the war. Because at the end of the day, if they're not meant to be there, they're going to leave anyway. Whether that's next week or next month or in a year or 5 years or whatever, they're going to leave. And personally, it would have saved me so much time if I just woke up to the fact that certain people were not meant to stay in my life. I would have just been better off if I understood early on that people are not always meant to stay in my life. And I can grab onto them and be like, please, please, please stay, please don't leave me, please do all these things. And it's not going to matter at the end of the day. Just understand that you can't make someone like you. You can't force someone to love you. You cannot force someone to give a fuck about you. Let's be real. And if you're ever in that cycle of thinking like, oh, this is the best that I'm ever going to get, that's wrong. That is completely false, because it gets so much better. It gets better than you could have ever imagined it. What you want, the relationship that you long for, that you yearn for, that you beg the universe or God or whoever for, it exists out there. But you need to stop letting yourself be on the floor, be on your hands and knees praying for people that don't care about you. Because once you stop doing all that, then you can start finding people that actually do care about you, because they do exist. If you took the amount of energy that you expend every single day wanting people who do not want to be in your life to stay in your life, and you just turn that energy towards yourself, your life would get better. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. What a day.